in this study, and I think it is a great report that we are launching today. We give our appreciation so much to AL, and we look forward to continuing with such activities and also driving the standardization agenda in Africa, focusing on the adoption of the international standards that have been highlighted, including working towards sustainability through the standardization process based on the SDG 2030 development goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Philip Okungu. Now I would like to welcome Mr. Manjunath V, Regional Standards Manager, UL Standards and Engagement, to share a brief welcome remark on behalf of ULSC. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Lakshmi. It's a great honor and pleasure to be with this, all the ARSO members and Secretary General Sir Dr. Harmostin Nensing Mana and the entire ARSO team. I feel like I am coming back home after almost 2.5 years of silence. Thank you for accepting to be working on this standards opportunity report. How do we really build a robust standards ecosystem in Africa? So with that, I am pretty excited that the study that we did under your guidance, Secretary General Sir, has really brought out a lot of things which we can work together and make build a robust quality ecosystem built on the standards. With that, I would welcome all the ARSO members and also my dear friends who worked on this report. Masego.
UL Standards and Engagement and the African Organization for Standardization, or ARSO. As our first partner in Africa, ARSO shares our goal of improving public safety through the establishment of effective safety standards. ARSO helps us advance fundamental and applied safety science research, facilitate critical partnerships, and engage with a wide gamut of stakeholders. Standards shape the very foundation of our societies. They impact the quality of our products, the safety of our communities, and the sustainability of our environment. Standards allow us to protect our resources, secure our supply chains, and empower industries, both large and small, to compete on a global stage. Yet standards are more than technical details. They are a language of trust and cooperation across borders. UL Standards and Engagement is a nonprofit dedicated to making the world safer, more secure, and sustainable. Our long-standing partnerships with various government bodies, research organizations, and leading academic institutions over the years have helped us conduct rigorous independent research, share knowledge through safety education and public outreach initiatives, and develop standards to ensure safer environments. Africa stands at a unique crossroads. The continent is home to one of the world's fastest growing populations and economies. But for Africa to truly take advantage of these opportunities, we need robust and harmonized standards that can support the development of new industries, promote innovations, and ensure that our growth is inclusive and sustainable. Given the large size of Africa, we selected countries and a few sectors as a sample representing the entire Africa. This was based on the focus area for Africa and at the same time aligned with ARSO's vision. This study maps the standards ecosystem related to fire safety, renewable energy, and sustainability, opportunities for the adoption of global standards and to adapt them locally. It highlighted the need for developing local standards in the focus areas in select countries as a model for the larger African continent. The report further highlights the opportunities for global standards adoption or adaptation and emphasizes the need for the development of the local standards in the focus areas and opportunities on how we could work together on capacity building and standards development and implementation. We sincerely thank ARSO for helping us engage with their member nations through this research initiative. In addition, we thank the National Standards Bureaus and key policymakers who participated in the study. We look forward to working with ARSO and its key stakeholders in taking this mission forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia, for sharing your valuable insights and perspectives with us today. We appreciate the time and effort you took to record this message for us. Now it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Hemogen Singamani with us to share, the Secretary General ARSO, to share his remarks. As we all know, Dr. Singamani remains a strong pillar in Africa's journey to industrialization, self-reliance, resilience in the post-COVID period. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Rashmi. And I would like, first of all, also to thank Sonia for managing to record the message. And I'll thank the whole UR community and management that collaborated with us on this study. We have seen 13 countries participating, but at large, we had many stakeholders involvement in this study. I would like to mention just a few points. When we deal with harmonization of standard at the continental level, we are now at 18% for the standards that we need for the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. 18%. We need to cover more, 82%, to serve our community, especially the private sector, because it's the one suffering if the products are not reaching the market. It's very important that while we develop this standard, we also take into consideration the most important thing of safety, but also the interest of different countries. This study is in line with what we want. We want countries to participate knowing that these standards will be implemented. That's the main objective of this study, and the continuing collaboration with different stakeholders, different standard organization development. And I would like to mention a key point of view. We need, as Africa, to understand that there are different stakeholders in development of standards, and we need to look for our interests. You might find the standard from UL better than any other in different areas. Just go forward, utilize those standards, and if need be, then reach out to ARSO, which is your organization at the African Union level, to harmonize those standards. I look forward for the implementation of the recommendation of the study and the question and answer session. That's mainly ARSO and UR will be maybe telling you more. And I look forward to the launch by our president, Professor Alex Dudo. I thank you very much and looking forward to the launch and the further collaboration from this study. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to take you all through the key highlights of this report titled The Africa of Tomorrow, a Standards Roadmap. Just a second. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, put it onto the full screen, Lakshmi.
You can put on a slideshow? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Highlights of the report. So we will cover the background, objective, scope of the study, methodology, and findings, and our way forward in next 7 to 8 minutes. It's with great pride I stand here to present the highlights of this report. The partnership with ULSE and ARSO symbolizes the power of international collaboration and highlights the shared commitment for advancing standards development and implementation. It's a small step in the direction of strengthening our collective expertise and shared understanding that harmonized standards are essential to unlock the continent's full potential. We all know that ARSO's fundamental mandate is to develop tools for standards development, harmonization, and implementation of these systems. UL Standards and Engagement translates scientific discoveries into standards and policies that have the power to make a systemic impact on public safety across the world. We partner with leading minds and standards development organizations across the world. The collaboration represents a powerful synergy, and we saw a strategic alignment and signed an MOU in 2018. The MOU was signed with the purpose of improving knowledge sharing between the two organizations, promoting the organization's communication and collaboration, as well as using UL Standards and Engagement's resources to strengthen ARSO's standards development system. Our objective of the study has been to very much in sync with our MOU collaboration objectives. The objective of the study was to study the current standards ecosystem in selected countries that represent the entire region and in few selected priority areas for focus study. The scope included a national standards ecosystem assessment with 3 primary objectives. The scope of the study included 13 countries as a cross-section of a large cluster of African countries. The countries that were part of the study is named in the slide. And as I mentioned in my previous slide, the focus areas identified were fire safety, renewable energy, and sustainability. To highlight opportunities for global standards adoption or adaptation and underline the need for the development of local standards in the above focus areas and opportunities, and explore both organizations to work on capacity building in the area of standards development. As my colleague Mr. Manjunath mentioned, we worked very closely with One Stop Quality Holding and Rwanda Standards Board to carry the study and make recommendations for the achievement of the objectives signed between ARSO and UL Standards and Engagement. Talking about the 3-pronged methodology we followed for information sharing, we conducted a desktop review. In this case, the organization that had not published their standards in the form of standards catalog, we ran a search on their website for standards relevant to the scope of the study. In addition to the catalogs on websites, the desktop review also examined the standards development work program, technical committee business plans, national standardization strategies, if any, standards approval, publication reports, etc. We had conducted country surveys. We distributed a survey questionnaire by email from national standards bodies and relevant regulators. Of course, we believe in the power of human connections. We had interviews. Our research team interviewed technical committees, secretaries, heads in charge of standards development and publication activities to understand the performance and strategic orientations in the defined focus areas. In a nutshell, our findings were adoption or adaptation of global standards is not uniform. A uniform, structured approach is missing. Uneven capacity when in some countries it's nil, while in other countries have good capacity to build standards and harmonization of standards. High cost of compliance requirements leading to a burden for industries engaged in intra-Africa trade in focus areas of the study. our way forward. Standards in Africa can help unleash its full potential only if the stakeholders, both private, public, organizational, as well as individual, participate actively in decision-making and implementation of standards, and that continuous evaluation and evolution is required. The areas of electric vehicles is largely underexplored in all selected countries, whether from locally initiated new work items or the process of global standards adoption. Given the global shift towards EVs, ARSO and UL standards and engagement are in a position to identify countries that have publicly expressed the intent towards the adoption of EVs and promote fair trade in the focus area. Our legacy area, fire safety, and wind energy is another area in which ARSO and ULSE can aid further in infrastructural development and comprehensive recommendation on standards at a continental level. These are some other additional areas which came out as a part of our research that were identified for future standardization work. Standards are facilitators for trade. More standards are available, the more acceptable goods and services produced and or traded in the economy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you for that overview.
Now I would like to invite His Excellency Professor Alex Dodo, President of ARSO, and Mr. V. Manjunath to launch it. It's currently available. Please feel free to go through the report and share it with our key stakeholders.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lakshmi. Professor Alex Dodo. This is the report, and it's a great pleasure to release this report virtually and also make sure that this report is available. The same thing has been already uploaded onto the ULSE website. It would be available. We are also sending out copies, the printed copies of this to ARSO headquarters so that the same can be shared with all the ARSO members. And with that, may I request Professor Alex Dodo to give his comments. Professor, you are on mute.
Thank you. So, first and foremost, I think on behalf of the entire ARSO community, the Central Secretariat in Nairobi with the Secretary General, and all ARSO member countries, not just the 13 countries, we want to thank UL Standards Engagement for this partnership, because we see beyond that. Looking at the work done, the roadmap for the Africa of tomorrow, with its focus on fire safety, renewable energy, and sustainability, we believe we have the tools now, one, to bring our various national standards bodies together towards harmonized standards in these three areas. Secondly, this study has given us the challenges that we have seen or that we do know. They have been highlighted very much for us, the high costs, the poor adoption of standards, and it will help us together with UL standards and engagements in coming closer together and adopting or adapting international standards. So with these words of thanks, and on behalf of all of you, as President of ARSO, it is my pleasure and indeed my privilege to declare the document titled The Standards, the Africa of Tomorrow, which has been developed by UL Standards and Engagement and ARSO duly launched. So the Africa of Tomorrow study report is duly launched. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, President.
Thank you so much. And also, may I request all of you to switch on your videos and cameras for a group picture together? All of you out there, if you
yes,
come.
please. We have more than 140. Yeah.
So
Put
we'll
on
try to
your
accommodate as much as
cameras.
possible, sir.
Yeah.
We have to stop showing the documents, then we can see the.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Lakshmi, yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Please put on your cameras. Dan, can you see everyone?
Yeah, some.
Yes, I can.
I think
I can see them.
we can keep on taking photographs of every
Okay.
page. Yeah. Who's doing honors? I mean, Lakshmi, are you taking the screenshots?
I have requested Richie to help me, Manju.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Smile, please. Maybe though it's a
Yep.
virtual, I would request everyone. Cheese.
Lakshmi, maybe you can go ahead with the next agenda item.
Sorry.
You
Yeah,
can
the
go
next agenda
ahead
item.
with the next agenda item. If there is like few questions,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If there are any questions and comments,
Questions,
because we
yes.
have 5 minutes more,
Yes.
let's have those questions or comments and try to respond as much as possible. Thank you.
We have a few minutes to go, and feel free to unmute and ask specific questions. Yes, I do see hands up from, pardon me for the pronunciations, Mr. Giselle Belek. Yes, please go
Okay.
ahead and ask.
Oui, bonjour, monsieur.
It's Ms. Giselle,
Bonjour,
yeah.
monsieur. Félicitations au précédent orateur et félicitations à l'ARSO pour l'initiative. Ma question va dans le sens de comprendre si les résultats de cette étude peuvent être extrapolés à toute l'Afrique. Parce que il a été mentionné que 13 pays ont pris part à l'étude. Est-ce qu'on pourra extrapoler les résultats de cette étude à toute l'Afrique? Merci.
Gisèle, en fait, comme le président l'a dit, c'est que ce qu'on prévoit de faire, c'est qu'on a vu les observations qu'on a pu avoir dans l'étude. On va voir comment maintenant dans les travaux d'harmonisation, on va inclure comme tous les jours, on va inclure tous les pays membres de l'ARSO. C'est ce qu'on va faire. Mais à ce moment-là, on ne prévoit pas directement une autre étude, mais il faut utiliser les résultats qu'on a vus pour un peu faire du travail en incluant tout le monde. Merci.
Maybe one more comment or question, sir.
Philip, do you see any other hand, or we close the meeting?
Currently, no any other hand. I've also checked on the chat. We don't have any questions on the chat.
There is one
Except for a comment.
Yeah, there is a small request that a translation to English for the previous question and answer as a gist.
No, there's also a comment which says the Africa map that we have presented on the slide 7 was not okay.
Yes.
We have taken note of it and we will correct it. Thank you very much for that comment.
Yes, maybe if the translation was not there, I was saying that we will use the recommendation of this study while we work on this recommendation, include everyone, as the president of ARSO has said. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Secretary General, sir, and also ARSO members, my dear friend Philip Okongu, for this great opportunity to work together, and we look forward for implementation of this outcome of the opportunity report that we have brought out. Thank you once again. Have a great evening. Have a great day ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
And Philip, on behalf of ARSO, you can go on with your thanks remarks.
Yes, yes, SG. Thank you very much. We want to take this opportunity as ARSO, the fraternity, and ARSO Central Secretariat, to thank all the members, to thank all the stakeholders, to thank all the experts, and to thank everyone who had the opportunity to join us in the launching of this study report, which was done. We want to take this opportunity also to continue thanking all standards and management for this opportunity also, so that we launch the study and taking the time to work with ARSO on this, and also encouraging other stakeholders that this is a way to go so that we identify the gaps and we continue on the standardization work. We want to thank the Secretary General for leading us in this event. Most sincerely, we want to thank Ms. Sonia for the remarks that she gave and giving the confidence that this opportunity for greater cooperations. We want to thank our president also for the launching and the word that he has given, identifying the gaps that he has also indicated, and opportunity for us to work together. Most sincerely also, we want to present the apologies of Mr. Ruben Gisore, who was supposed to be in the opening remarks. As you know, we are doing awareness creation training currently in Zambia, the SMEs, and it was his time, so there was a clash in the program. Thank you very much. And I think with that, SG, we want to inform everybody here that we have our monthly webinar taking place also today, and we welcome you all again, as we had circulated in at 2:30 p.m. so that we see the automotive sector and industrialization in Africa with collaboration with Emanor and Morocco. We want to thank you so much once more, and we look forward to greater cooperations with all other stakeholders, with all fill the gaps in the industrialization agenda for Africa. Thank you so much, SG.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
You look great, President. Yeah.
Thank you, SG.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Maybe I wanted to just inform
Hello.
Mr. Philip that
The next meeting is how many hours?
Same link. It's less than 2 hours.
The next meeting is less than 2 hours. Yes, it is 2:30 to 4:30.
Yes, we shall be utilizing the same link.
Yes.
So you do not have to. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we see Mohammed Amin hands up, but Mohammed, you can do the question on the chat box. We'll take care of it. If there is a concern. Yes, Mohammed, your hands are still on. We can take, if you have any question, we can take it.
Yeah, I cannot activate my micro. You listening to me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Oui. Bonjour, Mohamed. Je voudrais poser une question par rapport à l'activité des comités lancés en 2003, notamment le comité de Building and Construction, Surface Active Agent, Cosmetic, Research Management, etc. Nous n'avons pas, on souhaitait assister et participer et échanger à propos des nouveautés et de la révision de normes et benchmarker entre les pays. Merci.
Yeah, thank you very much. That is well noted. The Committee on Building and Construction, I think it's going on. The activities are there. So we will take up on this. You can type for us your, otherwise you, through the Emanor, you can register that request, and then we will follow it up. But I know the Construction and Industry Technical Harmonization Committee is on. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. We look forward to the next session, which we are starting shortly at 2:30. Thank you.
Recording stopped.